everybody, it's Teresa. Hope you're doing well today. I found a recipe for, I've been wanting to make dinner rolls with a little wheat flour, and I found a recipe that I'm going to tweak a little bit, but I'm going to try it, and I thought I'd bring you along. This recipe is kind of a dump recipe. You just kind of dump in your bowl. I'm going to use my stand mixer, and I'm going to use half bread flour and half wheat flour. So I'm going to start with, I have a half cup of water and a half cup of milk, and I warmed it up in the microwave. And I have 3 teaspoons of yeast. I'm going to pour that in there, and then I'm going to take, out of my a 1/4 cup of sugar, I'm going to take 2 teaspoons of sugar and add it into the yeast. I don't really have to do that because it's instant, but I'm just doing it. And I'll mix that up. Let my yeast activate a little bit. And then I'm going to take my flour. I don't know if you can see that well, but take 2 cups of bread flour. And you could use all-purpose flour if you want to. I'm going to do 2 cups of bread and then 2 cups of wheat. My wheat flour container is kind of hard to measure. I don't want to pack it in my cup, so I'm kind of trying to fluff up my flour. I need a better container for this. I kind of make a mess. But I've been wanting to try a wheat dinner roll recipe, and so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the rest of my sugar. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, and I'm also using salted butter. I'm going to take my eggs and pour them into the milk mixture. Whisk all that together. And I'm going to take my whole stick of butter that's at room temperature. I'm just going to kind of just chunk it in there. And I'm using a different tripod, so I hope you can see what I'm trying to get you to see. All right. Put that away. And you may need to add a little bit more liquid or flour. We have to see how it goes. But you don't have to, you only have to, I'm going to form the rolls right after I mix it, so you only have to let it rise one time. So let's move over to the mixer and get this going. I'm going to start mixing it. And so you don't have to listen to it. I'll show you in the middle what it looks like to see if we have to add any more liquid or dry ingredients. See it well, but it looks just right so far. So I'm not going to add anything, but I'm going to knead it for about 3 minutes. Here's my dough. You can see it came out really well. It's going to be buttery and rich with a little egg. And you can add anything you want. This is really my first test recipe for wheat rolls, so I'm gonna just leave them plain, and we might use them for I'm not the best roll shaper, but I just pinch the bottom, and I just sometimes I'll roll it around in my hand, but then I'm just gonna put it in the little pan here, and we're gonna let it rise for 30 to 45 minutes. And I think they're going to bake for, I guess it depends on how big you make them, for 20 to 25 minutes at 350. But the 3 teaspoons of yeast should, see I should weigh them, but I don't. I just eyeball it so they're not all the same size. See, I just pinch the bottom like so. Kind of tuck it in. And that's good enough. So I'm going to make these, and I'll show you what they look like. I changed my mind. I decided to flatten them a little and try to make, you know, like hamburger buns. It'd be easier to make sandwiches. So I'm going to cover these with cling wrap and set my timer for 40 minutes. And I'll show you what they've been rising for 40 minutes. They kind of squished into each other. And I also made a couple of sub rolls just to try it out. I'm gonna slash the center of them. I'm gonna put these in the oven at 375 and for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'll tell you how long they bake for, but my oven's preheating right now. So I'll be back. Take my buns out of the oven. And they rose. They're gonna be a little bit denser because they have wheat flour in them, I believe. But I baked them for 25 minutes. And turn off my oven. And I'm gonna brush them with a little butter. And then I'm gonna take them out and put them on a cooling rack. And it's getting kind of late, so we'll probably just cut one while it's warm and show you what it looks like. We'll be back. Okay, here they are. They're still hot, but they're nice and fluffy. Can you see that? Nice texture. I'm just gonna, it's still warm, but I'm gonna break one open anyway and let you see the inside. It's really, really light and fluffy and buttery. I'm gonna taste it. I really like this recipe. Perfect amount of salt. And butter makes everything better. I really like these. I'm going to use this recipe again. And I'll list the recipe in the description box. And if you like this recipe, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.